the debate tonight between Pence and Harris, it was mostly Pence refusing to answer any question. He'd be asked a question, he would say thank you, and then he'd say whatever he wants. Kamala Harris, for the most part, was willing to engage with the questions, but there was one area that she would not answer on, and she was called out for it. And notably, it was the same area that Joe Biden in his debate, when he spent an hour and a half with Trump teeing up, socialist priorities that Biden would then say he's not in favor of, there was one area that he would not actually definitively say what he thought on. And so Kamala Harris was asked about court packing, and she would not say that she was going to do it or that she wasn't going to do it. Joe Biden, that said, screw the Green New Deal, I beat the socialist, I'm not for Medicare for all, screw all your left priorities, asked about getting rid of the filibuster and packing the court, suddenly he didn't want to say anything. And maybe it means nothing, but they love to say, no, we're not gonna rock the boat, nothing's gonna fundamentally change. It would be very easy for them to promise that on this area, but why do both Biden and Kamala Harris not willing to go on the record and saying that they're not gonna pack the court? Maybe I'm stupid to get some hope from that, but it does give me a little bit of hope that maybe they understand how necessary it might be.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. I was thoroughly impressed with Joe Biden doing that last week with regard to the filibuster, and Kamala Harris doing it, because you're right, they are so willing to throw, Cenk, like you're gonna discuss, throw leftists under the bus. So that is definitely something that I'm screaming from the far left, like pack the courts, get rid of the filibuster. So the fact that they skillfully got around that, one, it shows them they actually have some skill if they would ever use it. But then two, it does, I think, bode well that this is a fight that they actually might want to fight.
Yeah, well, so I'm gonna be the wet blanket here. So first, I want to be clear. I'm not disagreeing with you guys. It's good news that they're not clearly coming out against a progressive position, which is what they do 9 out of 10 times. So I think our bar is pretty low, but still, I'm glad they cleared it. But the reason why I think it's still not really the right strategy is because, guys, remember the point of threatening to expand the court is to get the Republicans to back down from confirming Amy Coney Barrett in this short period of time. It's not to necessarily to actually expand the court. So if you don't threaten it, it kind of misses the point. So you have to make up your mind. Are you threatening it or are you not threatening it? Because if you don't threaten it and you don't frame it as if you guys pack the court by putting in Amy Coney Barrett when you clearly shouldn't because of the Mitch McConnell rule, well, then it's gonna force us to expand the court. If you don't connect the two things, one, the threat doesn't work. And two, when you go to expand the court, if you do actually do that, then the Republicans go, oh my God, this is an outrage and it came out of nowhere. No, it didn't come out of nowhere. It was connected to you packing the court with Amy Coney Barrett. But if you don't clarify that now, well, it's not nearly as clear or effective.
So is your fear that, let's say they do what they're almost certainly gonna do, which is it doesn't matter if it has to take place over Zoom or TikTok or whatever, they're gonna get Coney Barrett on the court, that then they'll be free, I guess, at that point to say, no, of course we're not gonna pack the court. Because at that point they wouldn't need the threat, it wouldn't have any point because the Republicans had already taken the spot.
No, wait, I'm not sure I understand what you were asking, but John, my point is that if you tell the Republicans, you put Amy, look, here's how I'd roll, okay? You put Amy Coney Barrett on the court before the election and the new president, no problem, but we are going to add at least 3 justices, okay? So your call, brothers and sisters, you do anything you like, but it's a guarantee. And if I say it's a guarantee, it's a guarantee. You write it down in stone. We're adding 3 justices. You wanna add 1, we'll add 3, okay? So because you blocked Merrick Garland, because you said it was a year before the election, you're trying to put her in a week before the election.
Yeah. If
you make that threat, they might not add her, in which case you don't expand the court. To me, that's a win-win.
Yeah, but I'm saying, so what if they do confirm her?
Then you gotta
believe, is it an empty threat?
No, you can't do an empty threat. That's why you got to make up your mind now. Are you doing it or are you not doing it? And I think expanding the court could be problematic. I bet it does not poll well, especially if you ask it on its own, as opposed to a reaction to the Republicans packing the court and leaving you no choice. Basically, I would frame it as, I didn't expand the court, you did. I told you I was going to expand the court if you did. And so I have to deliver on my promise to the American people. I told them before the election that I was going to expand the court if you packed the court. So you did it, I have to do what I promised.
I think one thing though is that they understand the nature of what the Republicans are going for, and that there's no threat that's going to stop them or intimidate them. They will run the country literally into oblivion to get the Supreme Court pick. So it's like trying to negotiate with a terrorist. So I think the Democrats might actually be trying to do some real politic here for a change, some power politics, which is, we know you're going to confirm her. And we're not going to take it on the chin in this election by actually saying we're going to pack the court. But you know we're going to pack the court as soon as this is over. Now, that is, in terms of the Democratic Party history, I feel like that's wishful thinking. And I feel like I shouldn't have even said that. But the only thing logical to me is seeing the fact that no matter what threat they make, Republicans are going to do what they have been salivating over for the last 40 years. And so we're just going to have to do what we have to do, and we're going to do it quietly before the election. But after we win, we're going to get it done.
Yeah, and so I'll tell you something now about what's going to happen. We talked about what should happen. To the point that Ben was making, if the Republicans put Barrett on the court, will the Democrats expand the court? I have it at a 0% chance. So no way, they're gonna run into resistance. The first poll they're gonna show is that it's like 65-35. That's my best guess politically. And then once they see that, they won't do things that are 70% popular. Sometimes they'll surrender on issues where they have over 90% popularity on their side. You think they're gonna fight for something that's under 50%? And that's as controversial as packing the court? There's no chance the Democrats are going to do that. The only way they would do it is if they had strong leadership that threatened it now and then was forced to deliver on that promise. Yeah. But there's no chance that's going to happen. Okay, so look, I'll be shocked and I'll fall on the ground and I'll report from the ground that I was wrong, as I did earlier tonight, right? I didn't fall on the ground, but because it wasn't as dramatic. But I'm super happy to say I'm wrong if I'm wrong, but I won't be. There's no way they're going to expand the court, especially under these circumstances.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.